Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so the score was 119-107. The Nuggets did defeat the Lakers on ring night in Denver. And as a Laker fan, I was pretty frustrated listening to Who's Your Daddy chants at the end of the basketball game. Forgive me for the stats not necessarily being quite in my head tonight. This is game one of the regular season. I was going to try to fire up the other device, but I couldn't get a signal. As usual, that's been an issue with the Wi-Fi. So just going off of memory, and Jokic had a big-time triple-double, man. 29 points. I think it was 11 assists, 13 boards, a block, and 2 steals or something like that. Really just carved the Lakers up per usual, just like he always does. 5 straight wins against our basketball team at this point. And it's not a problem. You know, at this point, you just look around and you say, they're just a better team, man. We can break down certain things if you want to, but they just ran better stuff. They put up better players on the floor, and they beat us. Now, I did think that the officials didn't necessarily do their best tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought one of the plays that I saw there that just should have been rescinded was a Aaron Gordon dunk where he was able to grab the rim and then effectively flush the ball with the other hand. I thought it would have been nothing for them to rescind those 2 points, but that was the kind of night we were having. They just weren't doing right for the Lakers. Plenty of foul calls, travels, moving screens, and stuff like that just let the Nuggets do whatever they wanted to do. So I think that was also part of what came against the Lakers. But even if that stuff wasn't in place, I thought the Nuggets just played better. Our guys looked outmatched, outclassed, outshot. You know, they just executed better. It just like it looked like an extension of the Western Conference Finals. It did. It's like another game of that finals, only not as close. You know, I thought we had some good players down there. You guys who played well, like Taurean Prince, I thought really was fantastic. He had 4 threes tonight, had like 18 points. I thought that Austin Reeves really did some good things out there, effectively shooting the 3 ball and, you know, putting his body out there, throwing his body all over the place, diving and stuff like that. He did good. I thought Christian Wood did some really good things, but I was a little frustrated with how we used him. I thought he should have been out there a bit more. The rotations weren't great, man. I thought that Darvin Ham kind of fell into some of his old mistakes, man. You really can't get away with Gabe Vincent tonight. Gabe Vincent was not what we needed. He was too inefficient from behind the arc. His passes just getting, you know, it wasn't just that he was turning the ball over, it's when you're only down by 5 and you have 2 straight turnovers by the same guy followed by a missed 3, like those are the type of things where you make those type of mistakes against the champ when their arena is fired up about the ring ceremony and the banner going up and the way they execute. I mean, you can't have those type of mistakes, and we just did not rotate well enough, in my humble opinion, for what we were seeing out there. Every time we get close, here come coach with some stuff that just kind of takes it away. We were only down by 5. He takes Bron out. We go down by 11. It's like, come on, man. Have feel for what's going on out there. That was my frustration with Darvin Ham tonight. I just didn't feel like he had a whole lot of feel. Some guys were playing well. Other guys weren't. Nothing good ultimately came of it in the end. Shout out to Cam Reddish. I really, really love what I saw from him defensively. He hit some big shots. Got an awesome offensive rebound early in the second quarter that I thought really helped with the momentum in the game. He just really had a really good game, and it was very necessary given the fact that he had a injury in the preseason and then didn't play well as well in that preseason. But I thought he bounced very, very strong into this season with his debut with the Lakers. So with him and Taurean Prince really coming out playing well, I'm very encouraged by our small forward position. D'Angelo Russell didn't shoot very well. I thought he had a nice steal that flashes in my mind where he ripped the ball away from somebody, took it the other way, hit a 3 or 2, but really he wasn't his best tonight. We needed more of what we saw in the preseason. I thought he turned the ball over in some very key areas as well. And you got to give credit to the Denver defense, who was really good, putting themselves in positions to just basically take advantage of everything the Lakers were doing wrong. They needed a transition bucket, they got it. They needed a steal, they got it. You know, they were getting stops in some very impressive ways, and I thought they affected a lot of what we were doing out there. Shooting above 50% from the field, above 40% from the 3 from behind the arc. They just executed as well as they did in the Western Conference Finals. They were the same team that they were against us then. Jamal Murray was fantastic. Gordon, you know, they just beat us to 50-50 balls. I just thought the Lakers were about a step slow and just a little too inefficient to be going up against this Denver Nugget team. They are still the champs, and they look like it. They honestly look like the best team in the league right now. I mean, obviously we haven't seen everybody else, but they came in looking like themselves. And with Jokic coming out there having an MVP-like performance to start the season, I'm not surprised. Having guys, like KCP kill us. He loves playing against his old team. He makes it a point to play his best against us on both sides of the floor. I thought he was efficient tonight. Gordon played well, as I've already mentioned. Porter, just about everybody on that team really, really just balled out and took advantage of some lackluster Laker basketball on both sides of the floor. I thought we had certain players playing well and other guys not, and we tend to not keep the right people on the floor at the same, at the right time. And I think that's what it really came down to in the second half specifically. Just momentum killing plays, turnovers and stuff like that we just could not afford against a very efficient basketball club, man. That's really what it comes down to. It's a whole lot of credit need to be given to the Nuggets and their officials for assuring that they got everything they needed tonight. That's my God's honest opinion, man. I thought the officials were especially one-sided. I really did. And watching that game, it's not something I like to complain too much about, but there were certain things out there that are just unacceptable. Guys getting fouled, they're not calling it. Call a travel on us, but then like 3 or 4 travels go on the other side. It was a lot of that one-sided, let's make sure the Nuggets get their parlay type of stuff going on, to be completely honest with you. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. And I'm not the complain about the ref guy. I'm really not that. But tonight, yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. But give credit to the Nuggets. Like I said, even if that stuff wasn't going on, it wasn't like we were beating them anyway. I didn't think they even needed all of that. The way they were shooting, the way they were running their stuff and their sets, the way that we had to respect their spacing on the floor. It was just a whole lot of us going for shot fakes and stuff like that because we had to respect their execution so well. So they controlled the floor, man. And I thought they played much better defense than I'm used to seeing them play, even though they're a pretty good defensive team. Guys like Zeke Naji, Christian Brown, Pierre Watson, with the minutes they were given, KCP, Gordon, they just played fantastic defense tonight, man. That's what it would come down to. So I thought the Denver Nuggets were thoroughly a better basketball team. I don't blame their fans for feeling confident going in against the Lakers. The Lakers can't seem to do nothing right against them. Let's just be honest. They own us right now. And it was evident from the beginning of the game all the way through the end of the game. Even when we got close, we weren't too close because as soon as we cut it to 3, they end up running it up to 11 or something like that. So, it was just a deflating basketball game for Laker fans who just got swept by this same basketball team. We thought we had a chance of doing something really good, but apparently we did not have it to give them. Even with the addition of good players like Taurean Prince and Christian Wood, it still didn't make much of a difference at all. So that is my take on this game. Rather deflating, bad way to start the season. I don't want to bash Coach Ham, but I did hate his rotations tonight. And I said it, not that it really played into this particular game, but you don't want to not let the starters close basketball games. That's what we said in the beginning, in the startup video this morning. You just want to make sure that you mix it up so that some of your young guys can get chances to close games, but others games you want your starters to be out there to do so. And I just felt like we did a poor job in the preseason of preparing our starters to close basketball games. And so we didn't execute very well. At the end of the day, our rotations were a little flat. And so that's what I saw there, man. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have two-way guys closing basketball games in the preseason when they're not even going to be available to start the regular season. So it's just like, come on now. Let's think a little bit, Darvin. Let's get our head together so we can have a chance because we got some really tough teams to start this season, man. The Denver Nuggets and we got the Phoenix Suns. We got 2 games against the Orlando Magic, who are an underrated basketball team with a whole lot of young talent. You got a game with the Clippers coming up very soon. So you just don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're starting the season off 0-3, 0-4. And it looks like that's a good chance that may be the case. So I'm, as a Laker fan, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I am very frustrated. I did not want to see us kind of fall flat to the Denver Nuggets. They've talked too much about us in the offseason. We've lost a lot of games to them as of late, obviously, and this is not the way you want to start your season. I was kind of frustrated that we would even be matched up with them on ring night, but the fact that we were and didn't come out here with a whole lot of pride frustrated me a lot, man. It frustrated me a lot as a fan. You just don't want teams to have so much of an upper hand on you in every way, shape, and form. And I think the Denver Nuggets, like I said, I'm very comfortable telling you they own us right now. They got our number, man. And I'm pretty sure if we saw them again tomorrow, they'd beat us tomorrow too. That's just how it is. And so Bron and AD need to take that personally, dude. I want them to take that personally. I want them to hear me say this. Them boys on you, man. We ain't had a good series against them since the bubble. And so if we're gonna try to win a championship, we need to overcome this Denver demon, man. We can't come out here and continue to have their fans looking and feeling as good as they do against us, coach talking all day. You gonna talk, you know what I'm saying, and then still get beat and still come out and lose by double digits. I mean, where's the pride, man? Where's the pride for real? So that's what I have to say to my Los Angeles Lakers. I thought there were some players who played well, but the majority of them just did not give me what I needed tonight, man. And I thought Bron played pretty well specifically. AD, they did some good things, but Jokic ate their lunch, man. He was clearly the best star on the floor tonight. It wasn't close. So that's what I got to say about that, man. Better execution from their backcourt, too. D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent. I wasn't feeling it, man. Didn't give me what I needed tonight. Rui Hachimura played bad tonight, man. I don't know where his efficiency's at. On the defensive end, he did a few good things, but the majority of what he was doing was just bricking and not playing very well, man. So if we're not going to have an efficient Rui Hachimura and we still got, other issues around, it doesn't matter how well Taurean Prince plays, how efficient, other guys, Austin Reeves may play. We need everybody to be on the string in a game like this. And although I know we got some new pieces and they kind of bringing back what they know, at the end of the day, we know them. We know them. And for us to have gotten beat that bad to where we could barely get a couple stops here and there, they shot above 40% from the three, above 50% from the field. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, you let them march all over you. It's like Rob Pelinka didn't even make those moves. Because we look like the exact same team we did in the Western Conference Finals. So that's my point of view, man. I know this is just one game. Obviously, it's the start of the season, but I really have a certain pride level that comes against teams that talk as much as they do and then come out and beat us the way that they did. It just doesn't reflect how I feel as a Laker fan. I feel like we should have been able to match their fire more so for no other reason than pride. And I just felt like we were looking sad on the sidelines and their fans was cheering and they beat us every way necessary to be able to say words like, "Who's your daddy?" And as a Laker fan, 17 NBA championships under my belt, for them to have their very first banner going up and they have the ability to say that, it's unacceptable. It's disgraceful as a fan. So that's something I want to say, man. I'm not going to even hold you. I know I'm probably overreacting to the first game of the season. We got 80 more games to play. There's more to learn. We'll definitely get our identity together. But our three-point shooting was not where we needed it to be. We only attempted 29 of them, maybe hit 10 of them. And when you got a guy like Taurean Prince hitting 4 of them, where's everybody else? Bron's inefficiency from behind the arc, unacceptable, bro. And just the turnovers. It's the key turnovers that turn into transition buckets. The key, plays that they ran that just had us kind of on our heels and jumping and they just had the mental edge. We were respecting them entirely too much and leaving them open for shots. I mean, you see a guy like Michael Porter shooting a 3-point shot, no one's near him. Type of stuff. It's like, nah, you didn't respect the champs like you needed to, and you didn't take the initiative to bring the fight to them at all. And so they were a better team. Every way, shape, and form, both sides of the floor, better executing team tonight. And that's all there really is to say about that, man. I don't even want to talk anymore about this game. I would rather kind of burn the tape. And I know we'll get some good games out of Gabe Vincent. I know we'll see guys bounce back. I don't have no doubt about that. They'll be big in key moments. But I just did not like what I saw from some of the guys who struggled tonight, man. Rui, Gabe, you know what I'm saying? They give me nothing tonight, man. That's just what it is, bro. So bounce back strong against Phoenix. Obviously, it's going to be another big test against the Phoenix Suns on Thursday at 7 o'clock. We'll have a much better mood about that game. Hopefully, we'll match up better against them than we did against these guys. But it don't matter how that game goes. At the end of the day, Denver had the mouth. They were the ones talking. and they came up and backed it up, and we walked out of there with our tails in between our legs for the 5th straight game. And so I just don't see us as much of a threat against them, and that is a big problem. BDL 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.